Hey everybody, it's Pixelation, and this is a unique video, something that I wouldn't normally do, but that's what the new era of Pixelation is gonna be like, me just doing random shit that y'all have probably never seen me do before.
Like we've told you to do so many times before.
I don't want to hear it from you, even though you are probably the person to mentor me on this shit, because you have the consistency of a madman. Anyway, as you can see, I have a guest tonight. A good friend of mine, Josh, from Zeros to Heroes. How you doing, Josh?
Well, I was masturbating a couple minutes ago, so I mean there's that.
Was it good?
Yeah. It was to your lolly waifu.
That's not something you should admit to the public, but hey, you know, power be to you, good sir. Power be to you. You're on a watch list now. But
what are you talking about? We're all on watch lists.
Okay, so Josh has no idea what we're doing today. Okay,
absolutely none.
But see, a couple years ago, actually more like a year and a half ago, I found a text adventure game that made me laugh my ass off, and I thought, okay, what's a better idea than to let's put somebody into this blind, someone who's never played it before. Presumably, you may have played it before. I don't think you have, because I think we would have talked about it if you had. But so this text adventure game, is
it Undertale?
No, it's not. That's not a text adventure game. That's a bullet hell.
It kind of is text adventure.
I mean, there's a lot of text. Yeah, there's a lot of text. But
okay.
Anyway, so this is a game called You Are Jeff Bezos. Okay.
I feel like I've heard that.
This game is a trial in money management. You have a certain amount of time to spend all of Jeff Bezos' money. Okay?
Alright.
It's $156 billion, and you have to choose which choices you're going you're going to choose what to spend it on, all the while living in Jeff Bezos' bathrobe. So... what's gonna happen? He says Josh has no idea what it looks like or anything. He has no visuals on my end.
No, I'm gonna be watching the entire thing after the fact.
Yes, I'm gonna read him the prompts and I'm gonna read him the choices, and then he's gonna choose which item he's gonna spend his money on. Now, there are multiple endings to this, depending on, obviously, how much you spend. If you spend it all, there's one ending. If you don't spend any of it, there's one ending. So it's kind of just like a open-ended, you choose the way the story goes, okay?
All right.
You ready for this? All right,
Jeff Bezos, come on down.
Let's start it. Okay, so it starts off. When you wake up this morning from unsettling dreams, you find yourself changed in your bed into a monstrous vermin. You are Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos' employees are now your employees. His money is now your money. Nothing you say or do will convince anyone you are not Jeff Bezos, even his closest friends and family. What do you do? Option 1, I go to the bathroom. Option 2, I scream and sob with terror over this unnatural event. 3, I spend all his fucking money.
Go to the bathroom. Just wake up, I want to fucking piss.
Okay, go to the bathroom. You go to the bathroom. It takes you about 9 minutes to do all your business.
9 minutes?
You flush the toilet because any game with a bathroom that does not allow you to flush the toilet is not a real game. In that 9 minutes, you, Jeff Bezos, make $540,000. That's more than 9 times an American's average annual salary and 20 times the median salary of an Amazon employee. Jesus
Jeff
Christ.
Bezos, can I be your sugar baby?
Yeah, it's kind of horrifying, isn't it? Okay, your next choices are, right, okay, how do I get rid of all this money? Or, I go to the bathroom again.
How do I get rid of all this money?
Okay. You cannot invest it, keep it, or earn more of it. You can only spend it. Okay. Option 1. But that's a really inefficient way to use wealth. Or, oh, alright.
Say it again?
So option 1. But that's a really inefficient way to use wealth. Or option 2. Oh, alright.
Oh, alright.
Alright. Jeff Bezos' current wealth is displayed on the left. Below are some things you might consider spending it on. So you currently have $156 billion, $540,000.
Oh, shit.
Okay. So, actually, you know what? I think I might want to give you a glimpse of this screen. So let me put screen share back on so you can see this. Just so you can kind of keep a mental note of how much money you have left.
Alright.
So now Josh, going against the entire concept of the video, Josh now has a visual. Do you have it on you? Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, cool. So, okay. You currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options, one of which is crossed out because you don't have enough money for that. The option that's crossed out, obviously, pay off student loan debt for $1.5 trillion. So you have 5 other options. Repair Puerto Rico for $139 billion. Pay for the border wall and then not build it, $70 billion. Pay personal taxes, $57.72 billion. Hire 100,000 new teachers for 4 years each, $22.4 billion. Or end homelessness in the United States for $20 billion.
Repair Puerto Rico.
Repair Puerto Rico!
Yeah.
You repair every ounce of damage Hurricane Maria has done to Puerto Rico. It will still take some time to enact repairs, and nothing can be done to bring back the thousands of lives lost due to federal negligence, but the island is at last on its way to real recovery. At $139 billion, this action represents roughly the limit of your personal wealth. So good thinking getting this one out of the way first. There are some smaller things you can take care of, though. Great, let's see them. You get a phone call on your personal line from your main financial advisor, apparently distressed. You ignore it. What else?
What else?
Good job decimating a rich man's wealth so far, by the way. You've gone from $156 billion to a mere $17,540,000 in a few clicks of a button. If only you could manufacture guillotines this easy. Okay, so you can't fund NASA for a year, but you can double every Amazon employee's salary for $15.8 billion, support 10,000 artists and residents for 4 years each for $2 billion, abolish the Electoral College for $380 million, or pay back taxes to the EU, $293 million.
Let's abolish the Electoral College.
Alrighty. Strictly speaking, the only thing necessary to abolish the United States Electoral College is the vote and ratification of 3/4 of the Union or 38 states, and politicians are very cheap to purchase. An average Senate seat costs $10 million, but you can win over sitting senators for less than that. The House is a trickier proposition thanks to sheer numbers, but all you really need to do to make the whole thing work is convince Republicans that abolishing the slavery era system and transitioning to a popular vote for miniature elections would totally own the libs. Sorry, not sorry, Hamilton. Fox News goes unexpectedly off-air, citing existential difficulties. Time names you Person of the Year. You decline that fair weather bullshit. Alright, double every Amazon employee's salary, support 10,000 artists and residents for 4 years each, or pay back taxes to the EU.
Let's pay back the taxes. Alright.
You pay Amazon's back taxes to the European Union, a trivial $293 million, or 263,677,000 euros. That's enough to host Eurovision 8 times. Can't beat Lordy. Okay, what next? The squatter in the White House goes on an unhinged Twitter rant, branding you a communist, democratic fascist with small genitals who is ruining the economy. He calls for your execution. Alright, you can double every Amazon employee's salary, or support 10,000 artists and residents for 4 years each.
Let's double Amazon.
Okay. You double the median Amazon worker's salary from poverty level $28,000 a year to $56,000 a year, much closer to the US average. Your employees are able to lead lives with slightly more dignity. While you're at it, you implement progressive policies getting rid of timed bathroom breaks and those hilariously anti-union videos you've been forcing your employees to watch. The cost of this to you is so negligible, I'm not even gonna model it. Cool, what next? Bill and Melinda Gates send a kind yet concerned greeting card asking if perhaps you would like a little advice on how to spend money on poors, but in a moderate way. You burn it. Did you hear something? A loud crack fills the room as finally your frantic family members and several bodyguards manage to break down the door to your bedroom. A few of your burlier relatives pin you down and take away your laptop. Please, Uncle Bezos, begs a doe-eyed child who is probably not your actually not your nibbling, crumbly, ghibli tears falling down their cheeks as you were tied to a chair. You've left us with a mere $527,540,000. Mother says we'll be ever so destitute if you do not cease your wretched spending.
Bullshit.
Do Jeff Bezos' extended family speak like Dickens characters? They do here. What do you say to the child? Sit them down and patiently explain why being a billionaire is immoral? Show them Twitter. They'll end up just as socialist and it'll take less effort on your end.
I'm gonna show him Twitter.
Show him Twitter. You'd love to show the child Twitter on your own, but tied up as you are, you're left with pointing towards the nearest unattended phone with your big toe. You give your young relative a list of accounts to follow. Within 30 minutes, they are an expert on both the communist manifesto and pro wrestling. My work here is done. Back to spending Jeff Bezos' money. You flex your shiny biceps as hard as you can. The ropes binding you to the chair literally burst into so many shreds of hemp. You stand, using the leg of the chair to beat back several bodyguards and distraught adult heirs. When you see a path open, you take it, fleeing into the city streets armed only with your bathrobe, a phone, and a small laptop. After escaping onto the subway, you spare a quick glance at your bank balance and find it still too large for your tastes. Okay, you can fund 10 animal rescues for 4 years, $200 million, build 10 new public libraries for $150 million, finance 100 indie games for $100 million, reboot Mythbusters for $60 million, pay off 1,000 graduate student loans for $57.6 million, or fix the Flint water crisis for $55 million.
Finance 100 indie games.
Alrighty. Let's be real, there are two kinds of independent games. The ones made by former AAA devs, which often run into the millions and usually require outside investment, and stuff like this built in Twine. So postulating that you can fund 100 indie games for $1 million each is some wild-ass math. But let's say you fund, 10 of these bigger games by industry veterans and use the rest to support 200 small indies. Or maybe you don't fund any Kickstarter games and instead donate every last cent to your favorite avant-garde glitch girl. Whatever you want, babe, it's your Jeff Bezos' money. Take that, Indiepocalypse. You hole up in a dimly lit cafe where no one will question why Jeff Bezos is here in his bathrobe working on a laptop. To help ensure their silence, you pay the college educations of the 3 baristas on duty, $303,000. You also tip well because labor should be adequately compensated regardless of whether a service worker goes the extra mile for you, $200.
Yep.
Okay, so fund 10 animal rescues for 4 years, build 10 new public libraries, reboot Mythbusters, pay off 1,000 graduate student loans, or fix the Flint water crisis.
Let's build 10 new public libraries.
Alright. The cost of a new public library can vary, but $15 million gets you a relatively fancy one. So obviously, $150 million gets you 10 fancy ones. Any remainder ought to go towards maintaining the library since you built them and all. Books are good.
Yeah.
A barista with a lip ring and an Imperator Furiosa tattoo brings you a second coffee. They tell you that what you're doing now doesn't make up for the years you, Jeff Bezos, have spent exploiting your workers and destroying rival businesses. You agree wholeheartedly since it's not like they'll believe you if you explain you're just a rando stuck in Jeff Bezos' gross plastinated body. Fund 10 animal rescues for 4 years, reboot Mythbusters, pay off 1,000 or fix the Flint water crisis.
Let's reboot Mythbusters!
Alright. This isn't necessarily a good use of Jeff Bezos' money, but you really liked the older seasons of Mythbusters that were basically Jackass for nerds. The golden era of Adam Savage burning off his eyebrows and sticking his mouth in vacuum motors. You reboot the series for a limited 1-season run with the original cast to air commercial-free and subscription-free on a bespoke online streaming service. The show tests all the myths that were originally vetoed because of corporate meddling, like RFIDs and credit cards and hunting ducks with pumpkins. Anything left over from the $60 million budget will go towards reproducing that one time the Mythbusters blew up a cement truck with dynamite, now properly captured on a high-speed camera. Science!
Yay!
Sirens outside. You've learned from the TV that there is a warrant out for your arrest, for suspicion of fraud, which under the circumstances seems hilarious. Your barista allies shutter the blinds to the already darkened coffee shop. They decide to switch off the news and put on anime instead. Ooh, that reminds you. Let's bankroll a second season of Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. Fun 10... You want to do that?
Hell yeah!
Alright, let's do that. Fans around the world rejoice. $3 million is a little high for one anime core, but also Japanese animators are criminally overworked and underpaid, so you see that the remainder goes towards their salaries. I don't know what that says. One of the baristas has given you away. It was an accident. They forgot they left location data on while tweeting the hashtag Bezos' Bay hashtag. Before you know it, you have the entire local police force at the cafe's front door. You scan your list for something quick to spend some of Jeff Bezos' money on while the baristas arrange for your escape through the back. Okay, animal rescues, graduate student loans, Flint water crisis, or there's no time!
I'm gonna do the 200 mil.
This one?
Yep.
For $5 million a year each, these aren't your run-of-the-mill animal shelters. These are full-featured rescues, focused on providing for abused former circus animals and exotic pets. You know those videos testing whether tigers will sit in boxes and get high off catnip? That's the kind of rescue you're funding. Let the good times roll. You and your barista accomplices race through the city's back streets, cannily avoiding police blockades and Amazon locker locations. Twice you were nearly cut down by weaponized delivery drones, but you managed to dive out of their firing range just in time. The drones record you as KIA in their online tracking system anyway, thus buying you a precious few minutes. Huddled behind a dumpster, you find the barista with the lip ring has sustained a deep cut to their arm. You can use your cleanest $100 bills to dress the wound, or promise to pay the barista's hospital bill if it gets infected.
It's cleaner wound.
Alright. You literally throw money at the problem and tape together 10 printer fresh $100 bills end to end, using them as a makeshift bandage around the barista's wound. They grimace. It's not a great way to dress a cut, but it's probably better than nothing, and they appreciate the fact that you're trying at least. Make a break for the sewers. It's no use. Sewers actually aren't all that spacious, and also manhole covers are really heavy. The police catch up to you while you're swearing and nursing your stubbed toe. Maybe you should have run out of your luxury apartment wearing something sturdier than slippers. You and your 3 barista allies are arrested on the spot. Oh. You and your college-aged accomplices are each charged with resisting arrest, the most fascist bullshit charge. Additionally, you were charged with 1 count of destabilizing capitalism, while the 3 baristas are charged with pirating anime. Bribe the cops to let the baristas go, or the other one, pay bail for baristas and everyone else in the city's jail system, which you cannot afford. So, the cops don't so much as bat an eye before accepting your terms. They undo the 3 baristas' handcuffs and quietly destroy the forms they had started to fill out. The three baristas flee into the night off to brew coffee and create latte foam art for many happy days to come. One of them, the one with the lip ring, looks back over their shoulder only once, locking eyes with you from where you still sit in the back of the squad car. Then they are gone. Off to jail, I guess. Added in processing, your bail is set at an outrageous $13,235,800. It seems the cops have caught wise and intend to either squeeze you for all you're worth, or at least ensure you can't give any more of your money away. Pay the bail or demand to speak with your lawyer.
Let's speak with the lawyer.
Alright. Because you are white and wealthy, the law works differently for you. You are granted a phone call to your lawyer. Unfortunately, you don't know the number to Jeff Bezos' lawyer or even who they are. You realize that if you're going to do anything with this one phone call, it should be something to try to get rid of as much of your remaining wealth as possible. What do you spend Jeff Bezos' money on? Pay off as much as you can of your taxes, donate everything to the National Education Association, put everything towards your local homeless shelter, give it all to NASA, create an endowment for artists and residents, put everything towards fixing the Flint water crisis, or fucking keep it, I'll represent myself.
Fucking keep it, I'll represent myself.
Alright. Unfortunately, no amount of legal self-defense can overcome a charge like high treason by undermining capitalism. You are found guilty on all counts and sentenced to the harshest punishment society can bestow upon a wealthy white man. Go on, guess what it is? Yeah, it's fucking nothing! You get a suspended sentence and a handshake from the judge. Sorry, did you forget you were Jeff Bezos? Sigh. Outside on the courthouse steps, your legions of admirers greet you with their results of their GoFundMe campaign, put together to cover the legal fees you didn't actually incur. Peter Thiel is there to personally present you with the check. When you see the value, all the blood drains from your face. The check is for $156 billion. Around you, your supporters and fellow billionaires cheer. Somewhere in the crowd, a gaggle of college libertarians strike up a chord of "We Shall Overcome." You weep. The tears flow freely down your face. Peter misinterprets your reaction as gratitude and wraps you up in a massive, warm hug. You are still Jeff Bezos. Bad end. Okay, so what did you think about that?
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it.
I agree. I played this with a mutual friend of ours, Cameron, back before I even first moved in with him. And ever since then, anytime either of us hear the name Jeff Bezos, we instantly are like, we look at each other and we just are like, yeah, I remember. I remember. So that's fun. I wanted to play this with someone, and honestly, I want to play it with multiple people. I want to play it with like Coach and Zane and them. It's just like get like different reactions each time. But I probably won't do that for a while because it's kind of repetitive. But either way, thanks Josh for being the guinea pig with this one. I don't want to overstay the welcome here, so we're gonna go ahead and end this video. But go ahead and just tell anybody who's watching where they can find you and more stuff that you do.
You can find us on all sorts of social media at Zeros to Heroes or on Twitter Z2H Gaming.
But either way, thanks a lot for everybody for watching, and subscribe to Pixelation for more shit like this. All right, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye bye.